the evolution of football on talkSPORT with the new, more powerful, more fuel-efficient, cheaper-to-run transporter.
The evolution of van. Volkswagen commercial vehicles. Let's go to work.
Roy now is he's got his hands tied, because what can he do? He's got no money. What can he do? So
surely the ownership has to change before they get anywhere.
That's what's going to have to happen, and everybody recognises that. Because that's why, for me, the exciting thing for me is that the fact that they were able to get the quality of Joe Cole on the relays, when normally you would think that they aren't going to be able to get players of those qualities, which they haven't done in the last 3 years, but they have now. So I think that looks good for Liverpool, and hopefully if the ownership changes and it gets some money in, but it's going to take time. All football can do to combat racism is take care of its own house. Meaning, for 90 minutes on a Saturday, if you are racist, you keep your mouth shut. Does that mean we've got rid of racism because you don't hear it anymore at the grounds? So therefore you just have to look at what goes on in society generally and say, as long as it exists in society, it will exist anywhere. So football is doing all it can, but in reality, football can do nothing to get rid of racism, because if you are racist, the fact that a black footballer is a good footballer doesn't mean that you're not going to be a racist. There's not one instance whenever Bananas came on the field and there were racist chanting and the monkey noises, and not one instance did I react positively or negatively towards it. I didn't say I'm going to try harder. I didn't walk off the field. I didn't feel like I want to throw a punch, because more importantly, you have to be true to your own character. And I would never ever say there's a right and a wrong way of dealing with it. So if you look at someone like Ian Wright, for example, who would probably deal with it differently to me. You look at Samuel Eto'o who walks off the field. If that's what they have to do, fine. I'm never going to judge them and say it's right or it's wrong. You have to do what's right for you to wake up in the morning. So when people say, what advice would you give to Emil Heskey, for example, when he had the thing in Macedonia? I said, I can't advise Emil. Because if Emil needs to go into that crowd and fight for himself and to wake up in the morning to look at himself or to get the best out of himself, that's what he has to do. We got £200 each for a #1 song for 6 months. How gutted are we? However, for £200, what they used to say to us is, even for the cup final songs,
who
they used to say,
negotiated that deal?
Well, what happens is, when we've heard of football songs in the past, we didn't know it was going to be with New Order. So it's a bit like when people say, like, if I say to you now, I can give you £50 now, or you can wait till next year and I'm going to give you £10,000. You just take the £50 now, wouldn't you? So when they came to us and they say, listen, we've got some money for the pool, or you could go on royalties. We've heard football songs in the past. We said, never mind royalties, just give us our £200 now, because you can get some drinks down at the pub with the lads. So therefore, we took out £200 each into the players' pool. Then the song went to #1. But with that, we didn't know it was going to be New Order. We thought it was just going to be the England team. After you play for your club on a Saturday, you train Monday, Tuesday, you play on Wednesday. So on the Sunday, instead of getting together with the team to get together on Sunday to train Monday, Bobby Robson said, don't come and meet up. Go and do this record. So of course, once the players heard that we haven't got to meet up, they all decided, well, we're just going to go to the pub. So only 5 players turned up to do the record. Only 5 have done the record. Myself, Gaza, Peter Beardsley, Des Walker, Steve McMahon. They're the only players who turned up to do the record. The rest of them didn't even come. My rap that I did, we all, because obviously our rap wasn't even supposed to be in the song, but after a few glasses of wine, someone said, let's put a rap in, because we'd finish the song. And they said, okay, so it was hastily written. Then we had to have a rap off to say who's going to do the rap. So of course, if you remember the people who were involved in it, Gaza, Peter Beardsley, Steve McMahon, a Scouser. If I didn't get to do that rap, I wouldn't have been worth my salt. So it was between myself and Des was rubbish. So I did the rap. You got to hold and give, but do it at the right time. You can be slow or fast, but you must get to the line. There you go.
Very good.
So there you go.
Digger Barnes, thank you.
Pleasure.